If you've been on YouTube lately, you've probably seen the headlines. Foreclosures are surging, delinquencies are rising, and the housing market is finally cracking and maybe even collapsing or something. And depending on who you listen to, we're either 6 months away from like 2008, or we're about to see home prices explode again. Okay. But here's the problem. Most people are looking at the foreclosure numbers completely wrong. And if you're trying to buy a house or house hack, invest, or even decide whether to wait, understanding one statistic could save you from making a very expensive decision and mistake. Okay. So for the first time in years, let's read here, foreclosures activity is increasing. That's true. But the question isn't whether the foreclosures are up. The question is compared to what? Okay, so because that's where people get tricked. Imagine if I own one rental property, I guess, this year, and the next year now I have two. Technically, my portfolio grew 100%, which sounds like incredible, but I only added one property. So that's why percentages are kind of tricky. It sounds dramatic, but the reality, it isn't. Okay, so the same thing happens with foreclosure statistics. During 2020, 2021, foreclosures activity basically fell off a cliff. Okay, government programs, mortgage forbearance, stimulus checks, and record low interest rates created one of the most unusual housing environments we've ever seen. Millions of homeowners who normally would have struggled were protected, and foreclosures didn't just decline, they practically disappeared. So when foreclosure activity rises today, many headlines compares current numbers against those artificially low years, and that makes the increase look much bigger than it really is. Now, does that mean everything's fine? Nope, probably not. There are definitely some areas of weakness. We're seeing higher credit card balances, auto loan delinquencies are rising, consumers are feeling pressure from inflation, insurance costs are rising, property taxes are rising. And for people who bought recently without much savings, things can absolutely get uncomfortable. But here's the part most crash channels leave out. Okay, most homeowners today are sitting on enormous amounts of equity. A homeowner who bought 5, 6, 7 years ago may have hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity, and if they get in trouble, they usually just end up selling it, not in foreclosure. Okay, so that's a huge difference. Back in 2008, many people owed more than what the home was worth. Today, many homeowners have the complete opposite problem. They have too much equity, which means distressed often turns into a sale instead of foreclosure, like I mentioned. So that's one reason why foreclosure numbers alone don't tell the full story. And the second reason is inventory. The housing market is fundamentally supply and demand market. Even if foreclosures double tomorrow, the question would still be, would it create enough inventory to dramatically change prices? In many markets, probably not. We are seeing more, but it's not like a dramatic thing like we had before in the crash. Just don't have enough homes. Simply don't have enough homes. So now, especially in areas where people continue to move for jobs, affordability, and quality of life. So like here in Raleigh, North Carolina, we have a very good market. So again, if you're looking to buy or sell here, hit me up, add me on Instagram, and I'll treat you like family. And if you're looking to buy or sell anywhere else, still hit me up, let me know, and I can connect you to a great agent. Win-win situation for both. I get a referral or I get a sale out of it, and you get all my knowledge of being an agent and also being an investor. I have Airbnbs, midterm rentals, long-term rentals, you name it, I got you. Okay, so now let's keep reading here. Now, that doesn't mean prices go straight up forever. Some markets are correcting, like Austin, Texas. Some markets are got ahead of themselves. Some areas have too much new construction, but a nationwide crash, that's a much bigger claim. Okay, so the data doesn't really support it. Let's put it that way. So what we're seeing looks a little more like a normalization than a collapse, and the housing market isn't perfect. It's just becoming more normal, I would say. And honestly, normal feels shocking after the insanity of 2020 and 2021. Interest rates doubled, affordability collapsed, transactions fell. I mean, agents, let me see if this is green. We're good. A lot of agents left the business. A lot of lenders left the business. I'm fine. I mean, we have rentals. I mean, I did fine as an agent. Even if I was just an agent, I would still be here as an agent. It would have been tougher for sure. Slower, like less transactions means less money, obviously, for everybody. But a lot of buddies that were in the industry just got W-2 jobs or got something else. Maybe they're jumping back on now as a part-time or whatever, but it was tough for a while. It's still kind of tough. So everyone got used to hearing about bidding wars and houses selling in 2 hours. Now things are slower. Like I mentioned last week, I showed potential buyers 27 homes before they pick one. So buyers have options. My condo is sitting. We've lowered it one time. We were thinking about lowering again, and we're getting some traction. We're getting the showings. It's just condos are sitting a little longer than usual. HOA fees don't help. Second floor, no elevator, kind of doesn't help either. So we just got to give it some time until somebody comes in and gets it. For buyers though, it's actually good news that it's, that you have options. Like I said, you can negotiate again. You can ask for repairs. You can ask for closing costs. The buyer right now that I have, $20K in instant equity. We got $4K just randomly. The house is impeccable. We just still got $4,000 for concessions, so it's perfect. You can actually kind of think before making an offer, which is good for buyers. Comparing it to years before, that's an absolute luxury. So if you're interested in house hacking, this is especially important because when you house hack, you're not really timing the market like rates or anything. You're basically like asking, does the property cash flow? Does it offset housing costs? And obviously it does. And it improves your long-term financial position. So then whether foreclosures are up 20% or down 20% next year, it doesn't really matter. Okay. So too many people are waiting for the perfect crash and the perfect interest rate, perfect opportunity. And while they're waiting, they miss years of equity, appreciation, loan pay down, rental income. The biggest mistake isn't buying at the wrong time. It's often doing nothing for years because you're waiting for certainty, and certainty rarely shows up. It's almost probably never. I'm seeing it now after we bought in 2020 our first home. I'm seeing it now where like you can do different strategies, short-term rental, mid-term rental, long-term rental, and like you're seeing like the rent increase, the systems that you have, you make them better. There's a problem that happens and you don't freak out because it's already happened before, so you know what to do. You make some more money from your business or whatever. Like you change the plumbing, and so you don't have the problems with plumbing. You save some money for like rainy day. Something happens to the roof, you're fine. You have it. So things get better as the years go by. Yes, there's problems. You have tenants and everything, but in my opinion, that is the best, easiest way to get ahead, to get wealthy, and to have more time freedom for the things that matter the most. So this is my channel. This is what I live every day, being a realtor, dealing with short-term rentals, Airbnb, mid-term rentals, and everything. So hit me up. I'm your resource. Add me on Instagram at realtor.branco. Let's connect and let's make money together. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.